Hidden holidays, Moorish memories, breaking down the secrets in Moorish Ourstory, hidden in plain sight. There's a reason why we call it our story instead of history. History is often his story, told from the conqueror's perspective, written in ink but soaked in blood. But every so often, a few brave authors swing the pendulum back toward truth. Two of those voices are Cozmo and Cush Dey, writers, warriors, and wisdom bearers who challenge us to go beyond textbooks and tap into ancestral knowing. Cozmo's Moorish Ourstory and the Secret Origins of American Holidays. This book isn't just an expose, it's a decoder ring for the rituals we were raised on. You thought holidays were innocent? Try again. Cozmo pulls the red curtain back on Christmas, Easter, Halloween, and even the 4th of July, showing us the blood, bones, and bondage beneath the surface. For example, Christmas. That tree we all decorate? It's tied to ancient pagan worship and fertility rites. Santa Claus? A remix of Odin, St. Nicholas, and Saturnalia. And here's the kicker. Enslaved Moors were often gifted during these winter festivals. Human lives wrapped in ribbon, traded like toys. Doesn't just stop at the paganism. He shows how these holidays became tools of psychological warfare, masking trauma, enforcing assimilation, and erasing indigenous memory. Think about it. How can a people rise if they're busy celebrating their own captivity? But Cozmo doesn't write with bitterness, and he writes with clarity. He's a historian with a poetic blade. He cuts deep, yes, but he also heals. His tone is eye-opening, not overwhelming. He connects dots so you can reassemble your identity, piece by sacred piece. It's a reminder that we don't have to destroy tradition. We just have to decode it and return it to its original frequency. Cush Dey's hidden in plain sight, the parable of Moorish sardine. Now flip the lens. Cush Dey brings us into the cryptic and mystical with hidden in plain sight. This one reads like scripture meets scholarly journal. Layered, symbolic, and downright magnetic. The title alone is brilliant. The parable of Moorish sardine, its allegory. The sardine, and a small fish packed tightly, discarded easily, becomes a metaphor for the lost Moors. A people once vast and powerful, now canned into a narrow identity. Hidden, preserved, forgotten, but still here. Cush Dey cracks open Psalms 83:4. Come, let us cut them off from being a nation. This isn't just biblical, it's political. He exposes how colonial powers deliberately erased Moorish lineage, rebranding indigenous peoples as black, Negro, and colored, stripping away nationality and divine birthright. Dey's book is not for the passive reader. He challenges you. He demands that you feel your way through the fire. And as he says, sometimes the only way out is through. He deconstructs everything, from maritime law to etymology, and rebuilds it with divine intelligence. Reading it feels like attending a sacred initiation. Together they form a powerful portal. These two books don't just inform, they activate. Cozmo and Cush Dey are on the same frequency, using different instruments. One breaks down how holidays were used to enslave minds. The other resurrects the national memory of a people buried under legal codes and cultural amnesia. When read together, they form a bridge between ancient identity and modern awareness. They remind us that we are more than victims. We are visionaries, builders, heirs to empires erased but not extinguished. What can you do with this info? Audit your traditions. Ask yourself, are you celebrating or reenacting? Break the spell. Research Moorish history, not from colonizers' books and from your own bloodline and collective memory. Share the truth. Use social media, barbershops, classrooms, cookouts, and wherever our story can live again. Reclaim your birthright. These books aren't the destination. They're the invitation to study sovereignty, identity, and purpose. Final thoughts. In 2025, we don't have time to stay asleep. These books are part of the great wake-up call. Moorish Ourstory and Hidden in Plain Sight aren't about nostalgia. They're about liberation. They prove that the truth has always been in front of us, just hidden in plain sight, wrapped in red and green, sung about in carols and spoon-fed as fish. But now you know. Now you see. What will you do with it?